Hello, and welcome to SimGamesTO, and I'm your host Tony. Today in our real-life build of Powell River, British Columbia, we're going to be making a nature reserve park, and I'm going to explain to you how to make money with it. So we're going to be setting up this preservation park here in this open area just to the north of our city build. Right before we get to that, I'm going to be making some of the streets here that we're going to be using to connect the park to. So how do you make a good nature reserve park for Sims that is also profitable? Well, the simple answer to that is that you need to get as many Sims as possible to use the park, as without that, the reservation park will simply be for eye candy and will just cost your city money. I'm not saying that there is anything wrong with that, but this video will be about how to make it profitable using the mechanics of the Cities Skylines game. So then how do you get more Sims to use your nature reserve park? Well, there are essentially three things that have to come together to make that happen. The first is by making the nature reserve close by to where Sims live. The second is making the park more attractive for Sims to visit, and the third is to make it a transit route for Sims to use. So the first one is really easy to understand, but it is just important to point out that distance is always something that affects the choices that Sims decide to make in the city. The other tip that I would give is that it is always better to make a park in a location that is surrounded by places to go on as many sides of the park as possible. This just makes it closer to more Sims and more destinations. So now I'm just about done setting up all of the roads, and I'm going to be painting in the park area. I'm going to place in the main gate, and then I'm going to place in side gates to multiple access points along the roads that are adjacent to the park area. So the second thing that you need to do to attract more Sims to your nature reserve to make more money with it is to make the park itself more attractive. The way that you do that is by adding in more amenities to the park. Here in our Pentincton Nature Reserve, I'm going to be adding in assets throughout the park. This is going to increase the attractiveness score of the park. In the case of a nature reserve, you need to get it to an attractiveness score of 2000. This will allow the nature reserve to level up to a 5-star park and will give you the best attractiveness efficiency versus cost ratio. Having said that, the higher your nature reserve's overall attractiveness score is, the more likely it is that Sims will choose to visit it. In order to see your nature reserve's attractiveness score, you need to click on the name of the park, which will open the park's main menu where this score will be displayed. Another thing that I would suggest to you when making a park is to turn on the Celebrate and Night Tours menu items in the Policies tab. Turning these on will allow your park to be open 24 hours a day and will be attractive to Sims even at night. This way your park can remain attractive for Sims both during the day and nighttime, and balances out visits throughout the day more evenly. So the final element to making your nature reserve more profitable is to make it commuter friendly. If you make your nature reserve commuter friendly, Sims will choose to use it to walk through your parks as their preferred method of transit to their destinations. This will increase the amount of visits to your park and therefore increase its revenue. The way to make your nature reserve commuter friendly is to place it in between locations in your city that Sims need to transit between, and then create as many points of entry between these locations using the side gates. As you can see here in this example of the Pentincton Nature Trail that I have made, it is connected to the residential streets to the south and to the main roads to the west, where the commercial buildings are located with side gates. By having done this, I have now made the nature trail the shortest route for these Sims living here in the residential area to the commercial district that is located to their west. This makes creating a nature park as a transit option for Sims in the city even more profitable than toll booths or mass transit. It is also easier to make a good nature reserve than trying to make a road network and then using the traffic manager mod to fix traffic. So for all of you out there trying to make money for your city with toll booths and mass transit, or spending hours trying to fix traffic in your city, maybe you should consider trying to use nature reserves. I'm just pointing out that many times people just see a park as an add-on and don't really appreciate all of the benefits of making them well and using them to their full potential. Then these same people will say that the game is broken. While I am on the subject of using the park for commuting, the industrial district, including the forest, is also located to the west of the main road. So getting to work there is another reason that Sims in these residential areas can use the park to commute for on a regular basis. I think that making large and attractive parks is something that is very underappreciated by people that play Cities Skylines. I think that making parks for profit enterprises in the game gives people that play the game more incentives to use it. I think it challenges people to better understand the mechanics of the game and to use these in their city building. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for notifications of new videos that are released. So until next time, happy skylining.